Welcome to the Mischief. I'm Vallen, and this is SevTech Ages. So, when you last saw me, I was saying that I would build up a little bit of an area around this water wheel, and so I have. Thing is, it's not working. And there's a good reason for that. It's because the water that is here, it may look like it's flowing with the aqueducts, but it actually isn't as far as the programming goes with the water wheels. So there is a way to get around that. I might grab myself like a dirt block or something like that around here. Let's just grab this one for now. And it's kind of a little cheaty, but it's not really cheaty because it's going to deny me my interior water for now. But what I'm going to do is actually mine this up. So I've got my AOT here, which, let's see, I want to line it up with the stairs so it doesn't look like it's unnatural at this point. Break that, put this down, and then it should create a flowing water source. There we go. Look at that. And so, as you can see, the water is dried up and is no longer going to flow in. But that's all right, because I intend on still making this work in the future, or at least the water going in. Now, right now, I have myself a saw, which is great. I can now start cutting things up. But before then, I've got a few things that I was working on. There was some suggestions in the in the comments, which is great. I also made this little entrance here that kind of comes out here so I can get to my current power source, which is wonderful. I don't want to use the wood in my inventory at the moment because and yes, the cows do have a much smaller space now, but oh well, so be it until I get a chance to straighten that out. I do want to kind of work with that and advance. We've got a bunch of stuff that we can do today. Getting Aquamarine and some pages here, I think. Getting a turntable up and running, as well as a bucket. Once I get a bucket, I can then actually replace some water and have it come back in here again as I had before. And therefore it'll at least be a little bit more immersive that way. I mean, it won't be totally flowing the aqueduct all the way down, but I figure this way it'll at least continue with the illusion of it. And I do like having the water wheel kind of like over there. It's kind of out of the way, but it's also part of the plan that is currently going on. So what do I have in here? I have currently, I was cooking up some potatoes. You notice my inventory is full of stuff. This usually means I have a whole bunch of plans going on. And one of the suggestions was a different food source. And I gotta agree, it looks pretty darn good. The Hearty Stew, which it requires a lot of stuff, but it makes 5 at a time. 5 at a time. Of course, it does require 5 bowls and 3 mushrooms per recipe, but I do have a bunch of those. I've been harvesting mushrooms from my mushroom tree. For those that don't know, yes, you can just run around and get mushrooms out in the world, in the beneath, etc. Myself, I left this area over here. If I hit F7, you can see that I left a little bit of a darker area, just enough so that this one mushroom could still continue spreading. So every time that I went by here, I'd pick up all but 1 mushroom. And that's what I've been doing, and I've got like a half stack just from that. Now, yes, like I said, I could get mushrooms easier just by walking around the world, but that's also just been me picking it up at my home base. So I've got some, at least. And I think I might have more than 32, because I just picked up a few. Yeah, I've got a couple more in here as well. Now, to make bowls, of course, as always, using the wonderful work blade, I can finish off making that, and that should be good. Now, I don't think that this recipe, I don't think I have enough mushrooms to make like the 32 of everything together to make this that I wanted, but it should still make me a lot. I've got a bunch of these. My flour is a little bit low, but I did give it to some of the llamas up top to start grinding that up. So I will just get a nap, go grab that, and we'll be right back. There we go. I now have, well, more than 32, but that's all right because I've been using it for other stuff anyway. So let's just keep it all in my inventory. So the recipe for this is some kind of cooked meat. And in this case, I've been getting a lot of fish, so I just decided to go with that. Carrots, which of course I can just grow with my ceremony if I needed. Baked potatoes, same scenario. The wheat, of course, is just a bunch of flour and mushrooms, and the bowls. So I should, but this all goes into a cauldron, and you don't want to have any excess. So I'm going to measure out the quantities of this and then go pop these in that cauldron that I've got at the end down here. All right, so I should have enough now. I've got 11 of everything, like carrots, potatoes, bowls, cooked fish, flour, and of course the mushrooms here, which I need to toss in. I just tossed a stack of bowls. I figured, you know what? Why not? I'll just do that. And then this will take some time, and hopefully I'll be able to get myself some of this hearty stew. So it'll use like 3 mushrooms and 5 bowls at a time to get me 5 of those, which it appears, from what I've been told and what I'm seeing here, that they stack, which is actually really nice. Now, I did of course have some glue left in there, which I'll just deposit in here for now. And I will also put my aqueduct piece in here for the time being. Get rid of this plant drop. And I have intentions of using these, a net and a flower pot. What? A flower pot made from just a bunch of some bricks? That's not a problem, right? Just take this on top, you get a bait pot, which is going to extend any bait that you put in your fisherman's traps that I have down here by 50%. So therefore each little worm is going to be like twice as effective. Look at that, I got 5 hearty stews already. Awesome. And I'm already hungry, so let's nom nom nom. Excellent. And I get the bowl back, but thankfully empty bowls stack. So I think what I'm going to do is put my tasty sandwiches right here for if I need to grind anything temporarily. And this way it'll also clear out a little bit of my inventory. Now I can put these back in here, a little bit of that, keep those on me for the moment. Let's put this bait pot in the inventory system over here that I have. Now let's see, if I go over here, right click, I can put the bait pot in there. Of course I still need some worms, which of course, as before, you just dig up using your little trowel. I don't have any at the moment, but I figured I would just share that, as well as put a bunch of these in the remaining ones of these, just because the mundane materials I've been getting of these, specifically the wood, has been utterly fantastic, because then I don't have to go chop it, and I hate chopping wood, especially if I don't have something like ore excavator in here, at least not activated yet. It's really been a big time saver for me. So let's just put away these plants, or the hemp rather, because I may need that in the future. Grab myself another 10 hearty stews. Oh, excellent. And I think I might just keep these on my hotbar for now. Just put the empty bowls in there. That's great. And for those that are curious, I have created a Petit Tartaric Gem, which is just bronze, ash, blue powder, and a shadow fragment in a Hellfire Forge over here, with a little bit of some will from a monster. And I tried using a whole bunch of tin. Reason being I was using tin is for, where was it here? The snares here, for making a lot of those. I made a lot. I made like 4 stacks, and I was fighting mobs. And all I could get was like a total of 4373. So I needed to get at least 200 to get to the next level. And it's like, it's not going to work. I needed a lot of this to make the next size up gem, and it's like, okay, it's just worth going to the next level at this point, or the next stage in this, which I think is easily within our grasp. So I can go into the deep beneath, the deep dark, whatever you want to call it. Where's my tool here? I'm going to need this. This is going to be very, very key. I have my AOT, which is great. I think I also have I've got my repair materials here. I'm going to grab a bunch of torches as well. Now, the thing is, I'm going to need to go up. And there are ways of finding this. Let me just jump into the other dimension. Here we go. And we're into the other dimension where everything is currently just like dying in here, which is fine with me. You guys just die. Gosh, I still love seeing those. The idea I've got here is that, do I have it with me? I hope I brought it. I did. I'm going to need this. Plumb line. I'm at Y61. So I'm going to need to go up about 100 blocks or so before I can start finding Aquamarine, because they start spawning around Y level 150-ish. So I'm going to just make a really big stairway, not leading to heaven this time. And I'm going to try my hand at finding some Aquamarine. Oh, I forgot that there were silverfish. Oh my gosh. Okay. So this is going to be a little bit more interesting of travel than I expected. Just digging my way up and running into silverfish on occasion as I go. Ugh. All right, there we go, Y level 153, which means I can now start using my dowsing rod. Nothing of interest up to 48, 48, 48. Yep, nothing. So every time that I go around here, basically I go up a level or two, and then I do a quick once around to see if there's anything that I can find with my dowsing rod. And then hopefully I'll strike it rich with some aquamarine. I guess we'll find out soon. Oh, look at that. All right, 2 aquamarine ore over here. Okay, so what about this way? 1 aquamarine. So that means that there's going to be several up in this direction. All right, cool. While I think about it, though, let's see if there's anything that way. No. That way, no. And this way? No. All right, so now just to mine in this direction, hoping... Oh, my gosh, it's right there. Oh, wow. Okay, I got stupidly lucky about this. So yes, you can just wander around in the caves looking up on the ceiling if you really want to, but I find this to be a little bit safer, and also just knowing that it's at least one level, Y level 150 and up, you're likely to find more of this. Excellent. So if I get a piece of this, there we go. I now have aquamarine, and the search for aquamarine is completed. Woohoo! Which means next is something to write on. Begin keeping records of your knowledge on parchment. It requires the bark from mulberry trees which spawn out in the world. That may be challenging, though I think I may have seen some. In the meantime, though, I'm going to dig up the rest of this aquamarine little vein. I don't think there's going to be too much here. And then I'll head back and head out on the search for mulberries. All right, so I'm back up top with the llama area, and I'm pretty sure I've seen mulberry trees. Now, I do have some jumpy boots going on right now. I'm thinking it was up here on the way to when I got the llamas originally. So I'm going to try getting up to that area and try exploring around and see if I can find some of these mulberry trees. And here comes a creeper right now, and don't worry, I'll just defuse him. Yeah, this was another, oh, I didn't actually get, oh, there it is. I got a creeper oyster from these guys, and then they just kind of sit there crying in your face the entire time until you finish them off, which you might also be able to get a little bit of, like, some gunpowder. That was another comment from you guys. Thanks again for the reminder. I had forgotten that that was actually in here. I still have not yet found any mulberry trees, but I'm pretty sure that it's over where I originally found those llamas, so I'm still continuing on. I may not have found mulberry trees, but I have found you. And by you, I don't mean like me and you. I mean like a yew tree. So I'm going to grab this real quick while I'm here. Figure might as well get a little bit of some of these saplings. You never know at this point what other trees I may need. So far along the way, I've been gathering stuff as I've been out, knowing that I would need it later, but I don't think that I actually foresaw this one coming with this. Oh, there's some bluestone right there. I've already got a little bit of eucalyptus, so what is this? That's olive wood. You know what? I'll take some olive wood too. Not gonna hurt. Aha, I see a purple tiny tree, and from what I understand, mulberry trees don't have a lot of leaves, and those that they do have rarely ever drop a sapling. Their sapling rates are very poor. That's a sakura tree. Oh, with little sakura blocks on it. That's pretty cool, actually. All right, well, like I said, not expecting this, but I'll take what I can get at this point. And of course, I've now found Ironwood, which it appears I've found like a plethora of all things tree related at this point, except for the one that I'm looking for. So I'll still need to continue my search. Once again, I strike out with maple. But as before, I'll grab it too, because I don't want to go out on another exploration for finding more trees, if it can be avoided. I found tiger wood as well. Didn't expect to find myself a golfer out here, but I'll take it. Alright, so I don't think that this is a mulberry tree, but I'm not about to pass this up either. Unfamiliar item tree. Yes, I think I'll take this indeed. Well, this is a little bit new. I don't think I've seen one of these yet. Looks like it is a large portal. I doubt I'll be able to do anything, whoa, with it at this point. Oh, coal sample. But, especially since it's basalt, I figure I might as well at least mark this on the map. Let's do this here. And we'll call this, I like this one here, portal frame. And then we can come back and perhaps light this in the future. Yeah. Well, it's good to see a friendly face around here. What have you got for sale? You could sell some meat because, well, you're a butcher. What did you sell? Raw rat meat, loved by wild bears, which you could use to tame wild bears if you're so inclined. And I have yet to actually see any wild bears, but yeah, I guess we'll just leave this guy for now. Keep going. I know I've got to find a mulberry tree sometime. Alright, so now that I just decided to look up mulberry, this does actually help because I know that the leaves are very yellow, and so is the sapling and the wood. So that is kind of what I need to look for at this point. I didn't have a clue before, but now that I did actually look it up, that makes sense. That I might have a better chance of at least seeing it from a distance at this point. Oh hey, some actual friendly wolves. Long boy. And these guys actually, from what I understand, are also the fastest producers of, well, like in the grinding stone area, if you were to hook these guys up, wolves are very fast. So if you wanted to optimize instead of going for something like llama slow speed, then that would probably be the way to go. Hey, mulberries! I found mulberries! Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about finding a tree. Alright, so let's get rid of the surrounding tree first, and then I'll work my way down into the mulberry tree. Oh my gosh, these things are so difficult to find. Okay, alright, go down here, and just, so I just need the bark, please. Can I get all the saplings of the mulberries? It would be great. Fantastical even. I'll dig up some of the snow just to ensure that I get a better likelihood of a sapling. No? I got one mulberry sapling. I'll take it. That was really fortunate. Oh man, I've been out here for quite some time looking for trees. I might just explore a little bit off the edge of this high mountain that I'm on right now, and then probably head back since that's the minimum that I'll need. I did, however, find some other items of interest, like this Druid Circle, another, well, Abyssal Craft dungeon-y area, and this kind of like magical swamp? I don't know. But it is something of note, and I'm kind of thinking that I should at least mark this Druid Circle here. We're going to actually use that portal frame again, and we're going to call this Druid Circle for when we need to go to the Betweenlands, which I think that I have one closer, but for now that should do. Hey, on the way back, guess what I found? Another mulberry tree. Guess what I'm going to be harvesting? Another mulberry tree. Oh god, can't get enough of this precious material at this point. And yet another mulberry tree. Now that I know what I'm looking for, and I'm taking a different route back, it's not nearly as difficult as it was on the way out. And finally, I'm home sweet home. Oh, it's good to be back. And these Hearty Stews have been holding up really well. I mean, I was running the entire time I was out there. I think I only had to eat 3 total, and I was gone for a very long time. So, yeah, good job with the Hearty Stew. As well as the fact that it gives, what is it, grain, protein, and vegetables, so all I need to do is carry fruit with me as well. Nice. 20 more to add to the pot. Oh my gosh, I got 49 Hearty Stews now, plus I've got a little bit in the backup. Ooh, I'm just going to empty out my inventory, get things a bit sorted, and then we'll move on. Okay, so I'm all straightened out. Everything's put away. Long journey is over. But there is a very large rabbit hole to go down. So if I were to strip the bark off of the mulberry wood, which, by the way, if you do need something like you need a lot of it and you have a very limited material, I recommend that for this case, instead of doing this, where you'd put it in your inventory and try stripping it off, which it's not really going to work that way. You're going to need to use your flint work blade with a shift manner. Shift and right click. Just kidding. All right, so it doesn't really work that way. What you're going to want to do, yes, I put it down. I was messing with you, is use the new contraption that I made earlier in this video, and that is the saw. So let's actually do that real quick. I've got the saw here running as before. I can put one here, place it down. I've got this little half slab, so I can place that in place. All this stuff goes in, and it all gets sorted and goes into here. Isn't it great? I mean, I've got a little bit of oak wood that I can place too, so just, whoops, my mistake. I shouldn't have gone that far. I was just holding right click, so in this case I'll just right click. As soon as this stuff's ready, and I could just chop all these in there. I'm going to keep one just in case, but I am also going to chop that last oak wood that I had, including this one here. Put that up there. And then that should give me a whole bunch of different items. You can see that they're all being fed in with these Whopper Mark IIs that I put underneath. So now I've got 7 mulberry barks, which is good because I'm going to need a whole bunch of that. And other materials, of course. But this, if I hit U for use, with mixing it with water, I can then make soaked mulberry bark. Or you could put it in a wooden basin instead, which is probably going to be a lot quicker. But then the use for that, you have to hang it for 2 minutes to make mulberry pulp. Or use a drying unit, but I don't think that we know how to do that just yet. So we're going to do mulberry pulp, used for that. 4 of those makes mulberry sheet. That's right, 4. So that means I can make 1 of those. 2 times with this being ground up with your friendly neighborhood llamas, and then you get a washi. And then the washi, 4 of those, will make you a parchment paper, which is what I need to progress, which means I need to plant a bunch of these, well, a bunch more of these mulberry trees so that I can get as much bark as possible, because what I have is currently not going to cut it. So let's go plant a bunch of these and hope that I get a bunch of wood growing up from that. Now this is my little like wood growing area, but I don't really mind. Just kind of placing these over here and hoping that they grow kind of near these other trees. I don't think that they're going to be that big, and I should be able to just reach just about all the branches that I need to if they grow up on any of the little oak trees. I can grab some bone meal and grow those up quick, but instead I figured I would go down the other path, which is down here, and making the turntable and that bucket while we're waiting for those to grow, so that I don't even need to bother with growing those. Perhaps I'll get enough of them. But a turntable. So to start, I'm kind of thinking we take this millstone and we try and make use with it with what we have. I have a wooden axle, and I think in my wood chest I've got some leftover gearboxes that I wasn't using yet. I'm hoping that this will be enough, because I don't really want to have to hand crank stuff, and I don't know why I'm going around, because I made that path through the middle here, so I wouldn't have to do that specifically. But you look here, we've got all these axles going on, right? So what we need to do is add in a gearbox so we can split this off, potentially use it elsewhere. So I will chop that, put this gearbox down, hopefully in place here, and there we go. It's still working, which is great. So now if I put down one of these axles on top, yes, it is moving. So then I can put a millstone on top of that, and then I can just put stuff in it, like this. And it will automatically grind this for me. Now the problem is that the stuff's going to pop out just about everywhere. So that is a potential problem. But if it lands over here, then it should be caught with that. For now though, I can just stand here instead of actually grinding stuff, get a bunch of hemp fibers, because the turntable requires more wooden axles, or a wooden axle. Now I do have one right now, but I would like a little bit more, so I'm just grinding a little bit up. But this is, I just figured I would show how to kind of split this off if you need to. You can only split it off so far. Oh, there we go. It just kind of fell down there. But this at least is a lot easier than having to, you know, sacrifice all of your food reserves and time. Because this is also constant. You can see it's just automatically going. You don't have to sit here and hear the tick, 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 tick the whole time. Oh, it's so annoying with the manual labor that you've got to do for this. But there we go. I mean, it's just automatic at this point. And then when I want to stop it, I can just pull the hemp out. and I'm good to go. So I've got what I need already, but I just thought I would do that, move it over here. I plan on making like this little area where all these can like branch off, and you can't have more than, I think it's 3 axles at a time, you know, coming off of a gearbox. So you'd have to have a gearbox and then a few more axles and then a gearbox and stuff if you're kind of stretching these things out a bit. But now that we're over here, we're going to do this. We need a stone gear, which means a wooden gear, which means all sorts of fun stuff here. So I think you guys have seen me do this already before. We're going to do this one. Oh, I've got sticks. Oh, I thought I had sticks on me. Nope. To grab those, I will grab some of the glue because I actually had a bunch left over. Should be able to make this. I only need the one. I don't know why it's such a rabbit hole to get this. I guess because the next, I'm hoping at least, that the next level is going to be much, or stage is going to be much simpler to work with. Or at least it's going to simplify this recipe because right now it's a bit squidgy to work with. I have to say I don't really care for it much because it's just so much 1, 2, 3, 4 of a rabbit hole each time that you want to make something as simple as a gear. There we go, a copper gear. And now I should be able to make these. Oh wait, I've got siding that I need to make and some smooth stone. Let me grab some of this smooth stone. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I will show you guys the siding. I think I've got wood. So I can just move this over here and we can use this with the saw. Siding is just, there we go, that should be siding, oak wood siding right there. And you can take these again. Oh, I didn't even think about this. Put that on there and you can make oak wood molding and then you put that on there again. And then you get oak wood corners. Oh, if this is gonna work, isn't it? Yep, I totally didn't even think about this. Wooden gears right there for one piece of wood. Oh my gosh. Oh, why did I not think of that before? I totally forgot that even existed. All right, it's been a while since I've messed with better with mods, and I think I need to refresh myself at this point. Okay, there we go. 1 turntable. Awesome. Turning the tables, which is great. Now, a bucket. Right? There's multiple steps to making the bucket in this case. Let's just put some of these things. I don't have any space left here. Look at all these wood products I've got. I don't have any space left. I'm going to need that mulberry bark so I can keep that. And yeah, I don't have space for the rest of this stuff. I'm going to have to expand these chests. Hopefully soon I'll be able to upgrade them. But for now, turntable. I need some clay for that. Just a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because we're going to make something we've already made before. And that is one of these, an unfired clay barrel extension. And the idea with this, if you've never seen the movie Ghost, with like Patrick Swayze and Whoopi Goldberg, yeah, we're basically going to be like doing that. If you're not familiar with it. So this millstone up here is going to be removed in favor of a turntable. And on top of that, we're going to put an unfired clay barrel extension. Boop. And then it's going to turn itself into an unfired clay bucket. Isn't that great? And I grab that and I've got it and I now have the turntable on top, which yes, you can actually adjust it with how fast or slow it has its delay with processing, but that's pretty much it. It's a turntable. It's spinning the clay and I turned it into a clay bucket. So there we go. And then I can cook this bucket and we can make it, let's put it in here, see if it actually works on the stone grill. I didn't even look to see if it should work, but I think it should work. They'll turn into a clay bucket, which if you're using it to transport lava, it's a one-time use. If you're using it to transport cooler liquids like water, it should be able to be used multiple times. Okay, so that does not work on that grill. Use for this in a kiln, of course. This is why I've got these things. It's because when one doesn't work, it's the other one. And I'm thinking that the stone grill is nice, but every time that I need it, I need like mass quantities of stuff. I might make that better. Can I have this back, please? There we go. I don't know why, for some reason, it leaves that little image in there, but I now have clay bucket. There we go. Bucket list completed. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's great. That's fantastic. I love it. I just need a little bit of water. And, this aqueduct, as well as, I'm going to say a piece of dirt. Should probably, no, not a piece of dirt. Smooth stone. Need 1 piece of smooth stone. There we go. And the idea here is so that I can actually fix my water wheel so that it works as intended. Hui. And for that to happen, I just need to put this here. And then I need to get myself a bucket of water, which I might be able to just grab from over here. Oh, it works. Okay. And then I could just re-put this here. And it will continue to remake the water as before. I could put a slab down here or something like that, but I figure, you know, this kind of makes it look all right, in my opinion. I don't really know if that's how I'm going to leave it. Maybe I'll put a slab on top so it looks like it flows underneath. That might work. But there you go. I feel like we're doing some pretty good progress here. I just need to harvest up some mulberry saplings and get myself going on that. And I think in the next episode here, we're going to be doing some major, huge things here. We're going to be getting into stage 2, which I am looking forward to. And I hope you guys are as well, because you know what that means? That means all sorts of craziness is going to happen. And we get access to so many different things. We open up so much stuff, just like we did with stage 1, but it's going to be infinitely more, including better storage. Yay! Not a moment too soon, because my storage is already overflowing. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to give a comment and or a like. And be sure to spread the mischief to others if you think they'll enjoy this kind of content too. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.